Oh my God, my friends, it is time for me to review my favorite Stryper album, Fallen. It's the 11th studio album by Stryper, and it was produced by Michael Sweet, the frontman, and released on October 16th, 2015. Fallen is an album featuring the band's signature sounds and style on mostly original songs and one cover song. Unlike several of their previous albums which covered their own songs, like Second Coming, and covers of other bands on the covering, however, the sound of this album is heavier, but still retains the band's melodic patterns. 5 singles from the album have been released per month: Yahweh, Fallen, Big Screen Lies, Let There Be Light, and Stryper's second Black Sabbath cover, After Forever. Awarding the album 4 stars from HM Magazine, Charlie Steffens wrote, "Another wonderful album from some of rock and roll's best songwriters." And Andy Algiris given the album 4 stars on CCM Magazine, saying, "Arguably the most game-changing Christian rock band in history, Stryper continues to excel with steady stream of new music that is right alongside a 10 million album selling catalog." Rating an album a 4 out of 5 by the Phantom Tool Booth, Bert Saraco said, "Stryper marches on with Fallen, exactly what you want to hear from the iconic pop metal band, with a few surprises on the side." In a 4 out of 5 review for the Phantom Tool Booth, respond, "It may not quite catch the heights of the previous releases, but Fallen shows great ambition for a band this far in their career." In a 4-star review at Jesus Freak Hideout, Bert Ganji described, "The presence of the last few songs does ultimately render Fallen less impressive than No More Hell to Pay." The album sold 10,000 copies in its first week, which is 400 more copies than No More Hell to Pay in 2013. All right, there you go. There's some critics, what they think about Fallen. Now I'm going to talk about it. I do not think No More Hell to Pay is better than the Fallen. I think the last few songs on this album are freaking awesome. I have no problem with any of the songs on this album. I'll tell you right now, this album is all killer, no filler. It's an amazing album. So is No More Hell to Pay, which I should do a review. But man, Stryper's Fallen is my favorite Stryper album. And a lot of people would think the same thing if they knew about the Fallen. You know, if you were to put a poll on, what's the best Stryper album? Most people would say Soldiers Under Command or To Hell with the Devil, because they haven't heard, No More Hell to Pay, The Fallen, Goddamn Evil, and even The Devil Believes. They haven't heard those albums. Those albums I just named now, I like more than all the 80s albums. And I dig the 80s albums. I'm nothing against. I love the Yellow Black Attack, Soldiers Under Command, and To Hell with the Devil. In God We Trust, not so much. And the same thing with Against the Law. I'm not the biggest fan of those albums. But these albums are the best Stryper albums, if you ask me. And if these albums came out in the 80s, you can bet your ass everybody would be calling either of these 4 the greatest Stryper album. So let me get into the songs. All right, we start with my all-time favorite Stryper song. I don't believe Stryper will ever top the song Yahweh. Holy crap, what an amazing song. The killer gallop and the melodic and metallic delivery. It's a cut above every song they've ever done. Yahweh is the greatest Stryper song, hands down. And when I saw them do it live, I was very happy to see that. And they did it pretty late in the set, which is pretty impressive, being the work that Michael Sweet has to do vocally on the song. And he did it, man. He did those yells. It was amazing. All right, the next song, Fallen. killer mid-tempo, cranking tune. I love how Michael belts out that chorus and the clean, the guitar playing, the dual guitar playing on this song is just spot on. Awesome. All right, after that we got a song called Pride. Another killer tune. I love the vibe, and the riffs on this song are badass and incredible. Incredible vocals. Killer screams. Tell me why. Badass tune, man. All right, next, Big Screen Lies. This is one of my favorites off this album. It's just one killer tune after another on here. And I think this song is about TV evangelists, who lie and make money. I think that's what it's about. But that's another thing I'd like to talk about. I mean, Stryper started this an album or two before, is that early Stryper was all about God, Jesus, constantly bringing up God and Jesus. Very, very blatant that they were a Christian band. But on these albums, it's not so blatant. They don't throw out the name God and Jesus that much. It's kind of, the lyrics a little more thought out. And yes, you can take it as, God and Jesus, but they don't have to nail it, down your throat like every other album they did back in the 80s, So, and here it's all right, it's still religious with, televangelists and stuff, but it's different. They never wrote a song about televangelists ripping people off, All right, the next song, Heaven. This is a cool mid-tempo song, cool riffs. He chooses heaven and sings about it in this cool tune, man. Killer solos, some shred, but most of the solo on this song is pure feel. Amazing stuff. I love Heaven. Next, Love You Like I Do. This is not a ballad, but not really heavy either. It's got some great background vocals in the verses. It's a really cool tune, man. I have nothing against Love You Like I Do. Actually, I love this song like I do. All right, the next one is a ballad, All Over Again. And they haven't done a ballad in a while. And I hated all of the 80s ballads they've done, like Honestly and First Love and I Believe in You. It was just too sappy. It's not my bag, man. That was the one thing that turned me off about Stryper back in the day. I mean, they had killer songs like More Than a Man, The Way, Surrender, and Hell with the Devil. They just had such killer, kick-ass, new wave of British heavy metal vibes tunes. And here, and then they would throw in, Honestly and Together as One. Is it Together as One? That other ballad on Hell with the Devil is just putrid. Now, this ballad's different. This is a great ballad. I love, I think it's a really well-structured tune. I love this ballad. I think it's awesome. All right, next song. After Forever, the Black Sabbath cover. Yes, no way are they going to make this song better. But then again, I don't think any band can make a Black Sabbath song better. Some of you may leave it in the comments. Oh, this song's better than the original. Not to me, man. Not to me. Black Sabbath is the GOAT. But they did a really good cover, man. This is not bad at all. It's cool, man. I dig it, And also the lyrics to After Forever, Black Sabbath wrote kind of like a Stryper song back then. But I don't think Stryper would ever write, Would You Like to See the Pope at the End of the Rope? Do You Think He's a Fool? But still, they covered it and they did say it. I love it. After Forever, not as good as the Sabbath cover, but still damn good. And by the way, it's the second Sabbath cover where they covered Heaven and Hell on their covering album. All right, next, Till I Get What I Need. This is a rockin', fast-paced tune. I'm telling you, all killer, no filler this album. I love this track. Very, very cool. Till I Get What I Want, love it. All right, next, Let There Be Light. Another one I love. Killer chorus. I love the harmonies in the chorus. It's another winner. Alright, the next one is called The Calling. Oh man, kick-ass tune, rockin' tune. Michael lets out one of those killer banshee screams. Oh, this song rocks. I mean, that guy that gave the review saying, oh, the last few songs are that. No, man, the last few songs on here smoke. And the last one is called King of Kings. Killer song to bring an end to this killer album. And I gotta say, this is probably my least favorite song on here, but it's still a killer tune, which makes it an all-around killer album. That is my review of The Fallen. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm sure there's a lot of Stryper fans that did check out the later stuff. Which one would be your favorite? I mean, I know many of you will say like the early stuff, but hey, I have read online some people saying that The Fallen is their best album, or No More Hell to Pay, or Goddamn Evil, or even The Devil Believes. All four of those albums are amazing. I wasn't a big fan of the last one, the Final Conflict, whatever it's called. But they're working on a new one, and I have my fingers crossed that it's going back to the kick-assness of those four albums. No More Hell to Pay, The Fallen, Goddamn Evil, and even The Devil Believes. All four of those albums I like more than all the 80s stuff. And as I said, I love the 80s stuff. So thank you again, everybody, for watching. I really do appreciate you all. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And like the video. It's good for the YouTube algorithms. So stay frosty. Listen to The Fallen. And smack 'em a gob. Black Sabbath 2.